Hello, welcome to History of Aviation. We are continuing with Unit 6, World War II. Today we're going to do Part 2A, and we're going to look at some important air battles of World War II. Looking at the Pacific War, so that would be the U.S. versus Japan. On December 7th, 1941, after several years of tense relations with the U.S., the Japanese had decided to go to war with the U.S. and try to force us to negotiate. In order to carry out their plan, step one was to attack Pearl Harbor. And so on December 7th, 1941, the Japanese attacked our naval base at Pearl Harbor. Right? They sent a task force of 31 ships based around 6 aircraft carriers. Like I said, 6 aircraft carriers. The first wave, so they launched their airplanes. The first wave gets to Pearl Harbor around 7:50 a.m. Honolulu time. And so that would have been on Sunday, December 7th. And they had 189 planes. There was a second wave. The planes go back. Many of them refuel and participate in the second wave. And it hits Honolulu around Pearl Harbor around 8:45 a.m. So not quite an hour later. This time 171 planes. Right? That is a map of Oahu. And the waves are the solid red lines of the first wave. The dotted lines of the second wave. The Japanese aircraft carriers were north of the island, just like General Mitchell had predicted. And they come in, they hit the Air Force bases, and then they hit Pearl Harbor. That's the internal setup of Pearl Harbor. In the center is Ford Island. And then down to the bottom left there where you see minesweepers, that's the channel to get out to the ocean. And everything else in there is basically set up to protect our ships. Well, the Japanese are coming in and bombing them. Our main fleet are the battleships. If you look at Ford Island, you can see Arizona, Tennessee, Maryland. Our battleships were named after states, and that area is known as Battleship Row. We had battleships nicely lined up and very easy targets for the Japanese, unfortunately for us. If you go straight down from California on the screen, you'll see the Pennsylvania. That was a battleship. It was in dry dock. It was already being repaired. It also took some more damage during the attack. Some of the aircraft, they use the Aki D-3A dive bomber. Again, self-explanatory. It dives and drops bombs on you. They had the Nakajima B-5N2, nicknamed the Kate. And their most famous fighter of World War II, the Mitsubishi A6M2 Zero. U.S. losses, well, they sank or damaged 18 of our warships, including 7 battleships. 188 planes were destroyed, another 118 were damaged. Worrying about sabotage, they had lined the planes up nice and neat on the runways and made it very easy targets for the Japanese. Right. Over 3,000 American military personnel and civilians were killed or wounded. During the last half hour of the attack, 30 Army airplanes did manage to get up into the air, and they shot down 11 Japanese planes. A small number compared to what we lost. Japanese losses overall, 29 planes and 55 airmen killed. So very minor losses on their part compared to the damage they inflicted and the losses they inflicted on the U.S. There's a picture of Pearl Harbor. You can see an explosion over by Battleship Row. There's an explosion at Ford Island. Assuming you can hear the fireworks in the background. And there's another picture of Battleship Row as the ships are on fire and sinking and all types of damage being absorbed. The next day, December 8th, 1941, Congress votes to declare war on Japan. There's the newspaper, Japan attacks United States. And then December 11th, 1941, as a result, Germany and Italy also declared war on the U.S. All right, so that's how the U.S. got into the war.